What's up, millionaires? It's your boy Millionaire E coming at you with a comic book review. And the comic book we're going to be talking about is Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. Now, before we get started, y'all, I'm so sorry. The reason why I'm apologizing is because I had y'all so hyped for My Hero Academia episode 0. But I failed to realize that on Crunchyroll, they have a premium. And what the premium is, you get ads-free. We're not caring about the ads-free, but the big thing is you get the first release of the episode. So when it releases in Japan, you can see it on Crunchyroll. And I'm not premium. I guess I'm regular, so I'll have to watch it next Saturday. And I will have a review for y'all. Trust me, I will. Because, like I said, this is my favorite series. But we're going to be talking about Ultimate Spider-Man. Now, not Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. Because they're two different people. You have Miles Morales, and then you have a Peter Parker Spider-Man in a different comic universe. So, Ultimate Comic Spider-Man is, as I said, Miles Morales. And in his universe is basically where Peter Parker dies. Yes, he dies. And Miles Morales takes up the role. Now, not to be confused with the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, where he gets his powers. That's a little bit different, but this is from the comic standpoint. So, like I said, different universes because, the Spider-Verse is canon. So, in his universe, Peter Parker dies. And basically, Miles Morales, he gets powers. Now, his powers are a little bit different. So, unlike Peter can web sling, and do a whole bunch of acrobatics, which Miles can still do. Miles just can't web shoot. He can't shoot any webs. And from what I've seen, the only thing that he can do is he's got a Venom Strike, and he has, if I'm not mistaken, invisibility. So you can turn himself invisible and then do some really cool Web Strike or Venom Strike that paralyzes the opponent. Now, the first comic, which is the first one, is where, he's basically sitting there with his family, kind of, trying to get into this boarding school. He wins the boarding school and he ends up going. And then he goes to his uncle, who congratulates him. But the thing is, his father doesn't like his uncle because his father and his uncle were thieves back in the day. Back in my day. So his uncle was called the Prowler. And this is how our story kind of unfolds, is because the Prowler, he went to steal something in Oscorp, which I forgot to tell you. So in Oscorp, since, Peter basically got his powers, Peter Parker, he got his spider powers by a spider. Osborn, or Norman's been trying to figure out how to generate that same type of abilities. So he's been testing, and this is where, the spider comes in, basically. Spider 42, because it has 42 on its back. So that spider bites Miles Morales, and he ends up getting powers. Now, the funny thing about it is he's all like, oh man, I don't know what to do. He gets all these crazy things, just like Peter did. And then he ends up meeting his friend Gank, who is a Lego officier, or a Lego lover, just like me. He loves Legos, like literally. And he tells him, he's gotten to the board, and then he also kind of does the spider powers with them. Now, what's funny is because Gank gives him his old Spider-Man costume. So you've got the first comic of Miles Morales running around in a red and blue suit. And it's just like all basically wrinkly and stuff. He finally gets his suit and kind of, keeps that suit. Now, the cool thing about it is you get to see Jessica. I think it's a clone of Peter Parker, a girl version of Peter Parker, Spider-Woman. You'll also see, like, Venom in this one. Cloak and Dagger. See? Cloak and Dagger, and then I think Bombshell. But also, here's something that I forgot to tell you. Miles Morales, the cool thing about Miles Morales is he is half African American, half Puerto Rican, which is really, really cool. Because we haven't had a hero just like that. We've had, Black Panther, he's just black. But you have a black and Latino character. So that's pretty cool. So I really like this series, and once I get my PS5 console and the game, I'm gonna show y'all some gameplay for the Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'll be getting y'all that. But like I said, I'm a fan of this series, and I encourage y'all to look at this series as well. And share this video with your fam. Like the video, subscribe, click that bell icon to be notified for more videos, and tell me, what Spider-Man comic books have you read? So, I'll see y'all later, millionaires. Bye, y'all.